Good. No, it's not morning. It's just turned to afternoon a few minutes ago. Hello. Welcome to Wednesday, April 8th. I can get my dates straight. I am here to do my Earth Month Repurposed Art Challenge. I've been here every day so far. I've kept it up, so here I am. So today, the prompt is a lilac. Lilac is one of my absolute favorite flowers. And just because I'm the one who is designating the prompts every day does not mean that I actually spent the time and figured out what materials I have for what plant and then chose the plants. That is not how I did it at all. I did it on what kind of plants I like. Some of my personal favorites, like a lilac. I love lilacs. I grew up with them. And it was just plants that appealed to me. So yesterday I wanted to prepare for this and I was like, I don't have anything for lilac. I rifled through everything and I couldn't find a thing. This morning, with a fresh head, I realized I have some plastic netting and I have this bag that I cut up earlier in the week to make crocuses. So all purpley colors. So I've decided that what I'm going to do today is I'm going to stitch on this plastic mesh onto my plastic lid. I think I'll do it on the top of the lid this time. Sort of smush it around so it's a little bit squishy and highly textural. And then on top of that, I cut up that bag into tiny little pieces. And I'm going to stitch each one of them randomly, and that will be my representation of a lilac. Not quite as 3D as I would like to do it, but time is of the essence and there's not much of it. And I wanted to try for a more abstracted representation of a lilac. There's no reason to try to do everything as representational as possible. I have a great love for abstract art, so that's what I'm gonna go for. I'm just gonna wing it and try to make a representation of a lilac. Now, I chose a variegated thread. Actually, I think this is the same thread that I used. It's a pearl cotton from Valdani. I think it's Valdani, that I used for the crocuses as well. So I'm going to keep going with this. Come on, now it's nodding on me. Stop it. And I just might indulge myself in a few French knots because, well, why not? I think French knots are a great way of representing lilac. That's my theory and I'm sticking to it. So just scrunching this together. So you know how, maybe you don't know, lilac blossoms, they're sort of these, they're sort of like a whole thing of grapes all smushed together. A lilac blossom has a gajillion tiny little flowers in it, and it sort of looks like this, oh gosh, I don't even have the words for it. I know I'm quite sure that there are words for it, I just can't come up with it. It's sort of like this, like as though a bunch of grapes were hanging. The lilac blossoms kind of make me think of that. They're sort of in this big bunch of grapes kind of thing. So I'm going to try to shape my mesh to start with into this sort of a big blossom, bunch of grapes shaped thing. I don't know if it's gonna work. We shall see. I'm gonna try sort of, kind of. I'm gonna see how I can make it work. Oops, what did I just do? Well, I just tangled everything and I stitched from the wrong side. Ah, all right, that just means I need to thread my needle again. I can do this. Mistakes abound, especially when you're rushing. Hey, Mindy. Hope you had a good flight this morning. I know you were flying. I think you were flying. I can't keep up. So yeah, I'm just going to stitch. I need to trim. Okay, there we go. I threaded my needle again. And let's try to keep on the right side of the plastic lid. So I'm gonna go for this sort of grape-like shape. It's sort of coming out, sort of happening, sort of happening. Once I attach the little slivers of the plastic bits and pieces that I cut up, I think I will achieve more of that look. All right, so there it is. It's sort of like a shape of a lilac bunch. Do another stitch over here. And now I'm going to start attaching these little nubbins. I think I've cut enough of them. And they have, I don't know if you can see, but it's darker on one side and lighter on the other side. So it's actually, I can switch things up and use both sides. So I'm just gonna take a tiny stitch right through the center of each one of these and stitch them on. And that will be my lilac blossom. That's all, just tiny little stitches. So this is the stuff that takes long, but you know, hand stitching. What are you gonna do? There's only one way to do it. There's no way to make it faster. And I'm okay with it. I enjoy my hand stitching. So last night we had the two things at the same time. Last night we had the virtual opening reception for the Repurposed Collective's second annual exhibition. And it was fun. We had a nice showing of people. I had a pre-recorded presentation from every artist. And we had a little pre-recorded speech from our juror, who actually came live too. And then there were prizes for people. So a whole bunch of people will be receiving emails today because they either won a one-on-one session with me if they are a member, or if they're not a member, they got 1 month off, or rather 1 month free membership in the Repurposed Collective. So I figured out who my winners are earlier today, and I will be sending out those emails later this afternoon after I'm done with this and a whole bunch of other stuff that I gotta get done. So that's very exciting. I cannot wait to do some one-on-one time with my members. We don't get to do that very often, so I'm really looking forward to that. And it would be great to welcome a few more new members as well. By the way, the doors to the Repurposed Collective are currently open, but they're only open till the end of the month. So if this is something that you've been thinking of doing, of joining us, Now is your time. Oh, and also, if you wanted to watch our virtual presentation, our virtual reception, and you did not register for it on Eventbrite ahead of time, but you still would like to watch it, just let me know, and I would be happy to send you a link to the video. It's on YouTube already. It's on my channel. If you had registered and then couldn't make it, you will be receiving an email from me. You will be receiving an email from me with a link to watch the recording. Unfortunately, you had to be there live in order to win prizes, but that's okay. Sometimes it's not possible to make it live to all the events we've got going these days. There's so much going on, so I totally understand. Totally understand. All right, so I've sewn on a few of these, and here's what it's looking like. I'm liking this. We'll see. I don't know how many I'm going to sew on. I have a whole bunch cut up here. I'm just gonna keep going, and I'll stop when the artwork tells me to stop. As that usually happens, I let when I'm working on something, especially when I'm working on something that is not, that is more abstract, or that is more intuitive, and a lot of my work is, I gotta let the work speak to me. I try to let the work tell me what it needs. It's something that you kind of got to develop their ear or eye for actually listening to your artwork. Hey, Neha. But it is possible. It is doable. I do it all the time. So the work speaks to you and tells you what it needs to be next, or where it needs to go next. So I'm stitching really randomly because I'm trying to achieve two things at the same time. To stitch on this tiny little piece of plastic, and to manipulate the plastic mesh already on my lid into a pleasing shape. So I'm sort of trying to do the two things at the same time. It's working. It's working so far, except when my thread starts to get tangly. But it's coming along, and it'll be done before you know it. So yes, as I was saying, if you have been wanting to join us in the Repurposed Art Collective, now is your chance, because the doors are open only until the end of the month. They will get closed at the end of the day on April 30th. And at this time, I am not sure when they'll reopen again. Though obviously they will reopen. I'm just not sure of the timing of it yet. I like to close the doors for a few months at a time, at least, because it allows me to stop focusing on telling everyone that the doors are open and spend more time focusing on my members, loving on them, and giving them what they need, whether it's new master classes, more Zoom time, or whatever. It's nice to be able to just focus inwards on the members instead of always focusing on telling people that the doors are open. So I'm spending this month April, telling people that the doors are open as I'm working on this Earth Month project pieces every day. And then after the month, once the month is over, the doors will close and I will focus on my members. It's going to be all about them and all the projects that we're working on together. And yeah, so I love the ability to do both of those things. So if you've been if this is something you've been thinking of, now is the time. And there are 2 people from last night who were on the call last night who won 1 month free membership, and they will be getting emails later today. I just haven't had time to send those emails yet, but I will be sending those emails out later today. That's, like I said, that's the benefit of being on the call live, which I know is not possible for everyone. If you, as I had mentioned before, I'm going to repeat this because there's some new people on here. If you wanted to watch the recording and you did not, if you wanted to watch the virtual opening reception last night and you did not get a chance to get on the invite list, the guest list, just send me a DM and I will send you a YouTube link for the video. You can watch the video, but if you were on the list, you will be getting an email with that link later today. So here's my lilac coming along. It's bright and purpley. I cannot wait for lilacs to start blooming here in the New York area. It's my favorite spring flower. I love it. Can't wait to start seeing it everywhere. The house that I grew up in Queens, my parents' house, when they bought it, it came with a big purple lilac bush in the backyard. And I don't know, I don't remember what my parents thought of when they saw that house for sale, but when I saw that lilac bush in the backyard, I was like, this house was meant for us. That's it. This is the right place. Just because it's a heavenly scent. I don't know if anyone agrees with me. I kind of think a lot of people agree with me on this one. The lilac scent is a heavenly scent. Actually, for a while, there was a maker of botanical, sometimes I have to take it away a little bit from me to look at. There was a maker of botanical oils, and I want to say they were selling in Bloomingdale's. This is when I was in high school, and high school was 2 blocks away from Bloomingdale's. And I remember on my way back to the subway, I would stop by the perfume counter just so I can smell that lilac oil that they were selling. So good. I don't remember if I actually bought it or wore it, but I do remember the experience of smelling it at the Bloomingdale's perfume counter. It's funny the things you remember, right? So funny. Welcome. Oops, what am I doing here? There we go. Welcome. So, I'm almost done. I think I'm going to stitch just a few more of these little bits of the more bluey purple plastic on top. I think I'm coming to the end of where I need them. Kind of gonna concentrate them a little bit on the side here, so it's a little more textural and a little more, so it's not like randomly it's not evenly all over everything, but it's more random and a little concentrated in some areas. I feel like that's going to be the right way to go about this. So just a few more stitches and I will probably be done with this piece. Yeah, just a few more, just a few more. I like the way this is looking. So I hope that you are creating your Earth Month artworks and are tagging me in the comment, in your posts so I can see them and share them. And I love to do that. I love how differently everyone is approaching it. I think it's really wonderful to see all the different approaches, completely different takes on things. I love how differently everyone's brains work, everyone's inspiration and intuition works, and then that makes for a better world. Wouldn't you agree? So wonderful. Okay, these little ones make me poke my fingers, but that's okay. I'll survive. I'll survive. Trying to look at it from afar. What do you think? I think I'm going to do like one, maybe two more, and I think that'll be it. I'm going to make them really small ones, which are a little more difficult to get the needle through without poking myself. There we go. It's pretty good. And let's do one more over here. Oops, oh, that one popped off. What happened? Oh, I ripped right through it. Ha! Okay, well, we'll stitch another one. And try not to rip right through it. Where'd you go? There you are. Nothing ever goes exactly by plan. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's fun. Lilacs are just the best. All right, one more over here. I'll make it a tiny one. Well, not the super tiny one, because I do have to take a stitch through it. Okay. I kind of like how the backside. Ha! The backside is fun too. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm going to take a stitch here to tie this off. And the question is, do I want to bring some greenery in here? So here's my lilac blossom. I feel like it needs a leaf. Why do I feel like it needs a leaf? So I have this here. I think I'm going to cut a leaf here. So lilac leaves, I don't even have to look them up. They're sort of like really roundy, kind of heart-shaped. So I'm going to just, let's see, I cut two. This is plastic as well. Not sure what kind of plastic it is, aside from being non-recyclable plastic. So I'm just going to take a little bit more of thread and stitch on these two leaves. Just feels like it needs it. And I kind of love that the leaves themselves have little purple flowers on them. So I'm going to do just that, adding a little purple flowers. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. I was just telling everyone as I'm finishing up my my piece here for Earth Month that if you missed our virtual opening last night and you didn't sign up for your ticket, you can just send me a DM and I will be happy to send you the link to the YouTube video of our presentation last night. So let's see, a leaf here. I think I'll do a leaf here. I'm going a little bit away from the edge. I'm breaking, what is it, the fourth wall or whatever it's called. I'm breaking it. Ooh, but I did not make a knot that was big enough to not get through this. Let's see, where's my, here it is. And here it is. I cut 2 leaves. I might stitch just one on. Pushing it through. Hello, hello. Thanks for being here. Hope you're participating in the Earth Month project. So here, 1 leaf. And yes, I think I will do a 2nd leaf too, because I like the way it's kind of like giving it a finishing, a little nice finishing point. I'm just taking 1 stitch through each to put them on here. Nothing fancy. They're not going to go anywhere. All right, now I'm going to just tie it off back here. And voila. Snipping it off. Here is my lilac for the day. So today's prompt was lilac, one of my most favorite flowers. I am rather pleased with the way this turned out. Anyhow, thanks for joining me here today. I'll see you tomorrow.